We're here on the final day of para rowing at Paris 2024, and my name is Camilla at Hadland-Horrocks. I'm one of the world rowing commentators, and I'm here with Imogen Grant, Olympic champion from the lightweight double sculls just a few weeks ago. I'm back again, Imogen, to watch this amazing event here.
Oh, you couldn't keep me away. The atmosphere was absolutely incredible. Seeing all of the racing come down the track. I mean, Yaman has put on an absolute show for the Olympics and now for the Paralympics as well.
And for you, talk me through, what was your favourite bit of coming back to the Nautical Stadium?
I think just the chance to be a spectator. I didn't really get the chance to be in the stands because I was a bit focused last time around, but this time, just feeling the atmosphere and the momentum and everyone here just so excited to see their own country's athletes race, but also just cheer every single athlete across the finish line.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere in here. We had almost 10,000 people in the stands today, and it felt like it. Some really great fan bases occupying the grandstands. We've had some amazing racing as well, and I feel we should kind of talk about the action that's gone on out there on the water. So maybe starting with the PR1 women's and men's single sculls, where we had some really unexpected results.
I mean, wow, it was absolutely incredible. I always think the singles are one of the most exciting boat types. It was a turn-up for the books. In the PR1 women's single, we have a new Paralympic champion. Anna Sheramet was pretty much rowed to a standstill and cheered on by the French. Natalie Benoit was the first French rowing medal in the Olympics or Paralympics this year, and it was incredible to see.
It was so special. I feel like the French have been waiting for that, and they've been building in based on how loud the crowds were for the B finals of some of these lightweight doubles back at the Olympics. To see them during an A final with a medal on the line, and Benoit produced a golden performance. I know it was a bronze medal, but really for her, last ever international race, what feeling, hey?
The sprint finish that she had was absolutely incredible. And then if we talk about the men's PR1 single, I mean, I'm a bit biased, but Ben Pritchard absolutely smashed it. You could see right from the first few strokes, he was on a mission. He took it out super hard, stayed really calm through the middle of the race, and then was just so dominant coming into the finish. It was absolutely incredible. And Roman Polyansky, 3 golds and now a silver in 4 Olympic Games. I mean,
he is one of the greats. And
absolutely.
The one thing I really love about that PR1 men's group is they're all such great friends. You watch them on the podium and they've all gone on this journey together, and Ben talks about Roman as much as Roman talks about Ben, and their relationship's great. They build each other up, they support each other, and watching them on the podium celebrating one another's achievements, it was just so special.
Oh, it was absolutely incredible, and I was in floods of tears. Everyone was happy. Everyone liked this, and that was just such an amazing atmosphere. Shall we talk about a couple of the amazing sprint finishes that happened today? There was one in the PR3 mixed Cox 4 for the bronze medal, which was again France that came away with the win over Germany, and also a sprint finish for the bronze in the PR3 mixed double as well, where Germany just got it. GB just got it for silver over Germany in bronze.
I mean, going back to that first one that you mentioned, the PR3 mixed Cox 4, France, home games, you've been out there on the water, you've heard the noise when you hit the grandstands. How different do you think that is if you're a French athlete here on home soil? I mean,
it must have helped, right? It was so cool. Allez les Bleus is the chant of the entire regatta, of the entire games, and I think that gave them the energy that they needed in that final bit, because it really was just in the closing stages. It wasn't over until the final stroke.
And the PR2 mixed double sculls, where I feel like everyone had this sense of expectation for Great Britain, who had set not only a world best time, but the first crew ever to go under 8 minutes on an international stage. I think they were poised and ready to take a gold, but I don't think anyone expected it to be in that fashion almost.
Oh my goodness. I mean, talking to Lauren and Greg, I think they knew that the Chinese were going to be one of their stiffest competition, and they hadn't really raced them this year in the build-up. And my heart was in my mouth as the Chinese were still leading through 1500. And then it really looked like Lauren said, right, come on, Greg, let's go. Let's show everyone what we're made of. And they just put the afterburners on and just a seat every single stroke until they crossed the line.
And Lauren's been there before a couple of times. Greg, brand new into boat. It seemed like it meant the world to him to be up there on that podium.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Greg is a phenomenal athlete, and I think the partnership that Lauren and Greg have has so much respect and an amazing amount of banter as well. I think they really enjoy training together.
Talking about expectations, we talked about the expectations on Great Britain there in that PR2 mixed double event. expectations on Australia now, brand new event, the PR3 mixed double sculls. They came into it and dealt with that pressure so well. And actually, as you pointed out just before this, Imogen, one of the only crews to beat Great Britain here in an event where they were entered.
Oh, I mean, that Aussie double, they are a class act. They scull so fantastically well. And, you know, I guess I know a little bit about dealing with that kind of pressure going into a regatta as a favourite. And it's the place you want to be, but it's also not easy. And I think they dealt with that pressure really, really well. You know, our GB double were right there with them for most of the race, and they stayed calm in tricky crosswind conditions to pull out, and wholly deserved. They were absolutely fantastic.
Talking of your experiences then, you kind of dotted in that you've got lots of experience out there on the water dealing with the pressure and dealing with the conditions here at Bessemer. Let's translate that back to training, because a lot of those medals are made in the other, what would usually be 4 years, but 3 years in this case, that happen back at home at Caversham in Great Britain. You're training all the time with the British team, who here have topped the medal table, you know, pretty considerably. 3 gold medals, a silver medal, a medal in every category that they've come here to perform in. What's it like training alongside the para team, and do you think that kind of gives them any edge here, like training as a sort of full unit and a full squad?
I think it really does, and I think you can see that from the results as well. Like, they've done absolutely fantastically and have such a strong culture, not only as part of the wider GB rowing team, but actually as their para squad. Paralympics GB, Paralympic rowing is their thing, and they're so proud of that. I think for me, I love training alongside them because you have to be so innovative. You know, every seat that they make for a PR1 or PR2 rower is unique, and every person in the 4 has a different impairment, and so you've got to work together, and the coaches are so good at solving those problems, and that's something that's going on inside every single para rowing program across the world as well.
And shout out to the coaches, right? Like, I know that back at the GB team, you've got people like Nicola Benavente, Tom Dyson, Nick Baker, who are sort of leading those programs, producing these great results, but across all the programs. And when something new gets thrown in, you know, the classification boundaries change, a new event gets added in, these coaches are the ones that have to think on their feet, even more so, right, than able-bodied rowing, to sort of adapt and find new ways to become the leaders in their field.
Absolutely, and I think often with para rowing programs as well, you're dealing with a smaller number of athletes. You can't just find someone new to replace something.
Yeah,
you
totally.
have to invest in the people that you have, work with the physios, work with the coaches, work with how you set that boat up to get the best out of who you have there. And the results of this racing, absolutely blistering hot, class across the field. I think it's really paid off.
We've had everything. We've had world best times, we've had Paralympic Games best times, we've had upsets, we've had champions that have been dominating through the entirety of this Olympiad. And that is it. That is a close now to all of the racing here, both across the Olympics and the Paralympics. We've had some brilliant regattas, and we're signing off, I think, with a lot of very pleased people who will be motivated on the road to Los Angeles 2028.